Okay. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to How to Stand Out. This is our first free training of the year. And you know that I love to do this for everybody because this is a chance for us to really start the year off strong. It's a chance for us to stay accountable as a community. So once you've signed up, you're going to get emails going forward for joining this each and every month, but also to be a part of our family, our singing community. There's so many amazing opportunities this year for you to really make a difference and to stand out. And so, in order to stand out, I love Isla. Welcome, Melina. I haven't seen you in so long. It's so great to see Melina. Melina, are you still in Germany? She can't hear me, maybe. Alexander, you're new. Nice to have you here. I'm just checking out.
Hey,
Hello, hello, hello.
hi.
Divine, so nice to have you. Kirsten, so great to have you from Winnipeg. Oh my gosh, this is so awesome. Okay, so how do we stand out? This is the question. We're going to try to make this as interactive as we can as well. But what are the qualities to stand out, do you think? When we think about standing out, it means that somehow the world recognizes us for the values, the talents, the goals that we have. It's like we're standing out in the world in a different way. And most of you know me as a recording artist myself early in my career. I was a musical theater performer, I was a dancer, actor, and obviously, most recently, a vocal and performance coach and career coach to so many artists. This idea of standing out is crucially important in all areas of your professional career, if this is in fact why you're here. If you're here to stand out this year at a different level, we're going to go into some things that maybe you haven't even considered before. Those of you in our mentorship program, I love that you're here too, because I've done some work over the holiday break, and I hope that you guys have too, on how to deepen your ability to stand out in the world, to be memorable to people. And let's just consider that in order to do that, you have to stand out to yourself. You have to stand out to you. So put this down somewhere, okay? Put whatever notes you want to take. Let's go through how to do this because I took some notes as well. So I have to stand out to myself. That means that when I'm on stage or off stage, when I'm in my private time, whether I'm in my public time, I like myself. Do you like yourself? Are you accountable to yourself? When you say you're going to do something, do you do it? Are you consistent in doing it? So these are just some questions for you today to really take an honest look at, like, who are you? Who are you? You know, one of the things that we talk about a lot in our programs is our authentic self. How can you be authentic? And that authenticity isn't just what we share publicly on social media or what we publicly put into our songs. It isn't just for those of you who dance. It isn't just, your ability to dance well, sing well, act well, whatever it is. You have to be authentic off stage also. And so over the years, I kept asking myself as a coach, well, what does that even mean to be authentic? Well, let's consider that it is the thoughts in your head, the feelings in your heart, and the words out of your mouth. And when those three things are in alignment, we're authentic. How many of you are authentic? I'm looking at a show of hands here. How many of you really feel like you're authentic? I love that. Yeah, it's not easy. I can say that there are times in my life, even in the last week, that I'm working on this, right? I was on a holiday. Maybe you guys took some time with family, and I get triggered by the people around me. It's like, oh no, my thoughts just changed from what I was committed to. This is who I say I am, but all of a sudden I'm with certain groups of people, and who I think I am, who I say I am, is not so easy to be. Does that happen to you? Did that happen over the holidays to you? It's like, I say that I want to be a recording artist. I say I want to be a powerful person. I want to change lives. And yet I get triggered. I get triggered. What about the people in your life, like obviously the obvious would be family over the holidays, but sometimes it's strangers. Sometimes you're shopping in a mall. Sometimes you're driving in your car, right? You're driving in your car, and all of a sudden someone cuts you off. And all of a sudden the thoughts in your head are angry. And maybe that's not what you're committed to. It's like, that's not a problem I want to solve. I want to solve bigger problems this year. I want 2024 to not be the same as last year. I don't want to be dealing with money. I don't want to be dealing with time anymore. That's me, by the way. I don't want to deal with money anymore. I don't want to deal with time management anymore. I want to know that I'm in control, that I am authentic, that people in my life, circumstances are not going to control me. How about you? If I want to stand out, then I have to be consistent in this authenticity. Does this make sense? I have to be consistent, not just when I want to be standing out, not just when it's easy, but when it's a little bit challenging, when people confront you, when people may say, hey, what are you doing? Why are you pursuing this? This is crazy. You got to get off the bus. Has anyone said that to you? Get off this crazy train. Has anyone ever said that to you? Listen, I did get off the bus. I got off the bus around the age 30 because I really couldn't handle it, because I wasn't unstoppable, because I listened. I listened to everyone else except for myself. I listened to everyone around me who said, this is crazy. If it hasn't happened by now, you should get off the bus. I listened to sentences like, if things were meant to be, they would be. How many of you listened to those sentences? If things happen for a reason, it will be easy. No, life is not always easy. And so what are the qualities that I need to be authentic all the time? What are some qualities that you need to be, James? Because you've already done this work, you know.
Yeah. Honest with yourself is important.
Honest with yourself, 100%. So honesty, let's write it down. I have to be honest with myself. What does that mean to you, James?
I think it just means like being self-aware. You're not always perfect, and we all lie to ourselves sometimes, you know, in good directions and bad directions. Sometimes you kind of need to. But I think just being self-aware and knowing when you're when you're not being honest with yourself, and when you need to, I think like you said earlier, be a little bit more accountable to yourself.
We're going to talk more about this, because to stand out to you, we have to be honest with ourselves. We have to listen to that inner voice, listen to what our heart and our gut is saying. And sometimes it's listening to the feeling, and sometimes it's not listening to the feeling, right? Some of us have feelings that are sabotaging you from really going for what you want. You're listening to your feelings, but you're not being honest about them. So I think
That's
this
the
word
coach.
honesty. Sorry?
I think I'm gonna like her to sign up for classes.
I love whoever's talking right now. That's so cute. Thank you. So honesty, listening, self-aware, being self-aware is crucially important to standing out again. Because if I don't know who I am, if I'm not relating to my feelings as, okay, what is the consistent me that I want to be in the world? How am I going to stand out? What are the qualities to standing out that I want the world to see? Then I have to be that in my quiet time as well. It doesn't mean that you can't have moments of doubt, like James said. You can't have, you might have moments where today wasn't a great day. Can we renew our commitment to ourselves? 100% we can, if we're self-aware. But if we're not self-aware, then we're going to fall back into what? Someone else making you stand out. Because that means that someone else is driving the bus and not you. So you can't stand out in the world unless you're willing to make a commitment to yourself. Everyone, write down some kind of commitment that you can make to standing out. I want to stand out because would be another really good thing. Why do you want to stand out? Write it down. Why do you want to stand out? Because if I don't know why, first of all, I got to stand out to me. I have to like myself, like we just said. Why do I want to stand out in the world? Why? What value do I bring? Have anyone ever considered that? Oh, I'm talented. Well, so are a million other people. How do you become 1% of the population that actually stands out to other people? Most people are not consistent. Most people react to that person cutting them off in the road. Most people. Are you going to be that 1% that says, no, I'm not going to do that? No, I'm going to be committed to me, my value. I love this, whatever this is. Why do you want to do it is going to be the reason why you wake up in the morning and say, yesterday was a bad day, but today is going to be a better day. I'm going to stand out today. I'm going to stand out as being consistent. I'm going to stand out as being accountable. I'm going to stand out because I'm going to become interesting. I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen to other people. I'm going to make a difference today. I'm going to do something that's going to make a difference. So the why leads us to action. I'm going kind of fast here, so I hope that you, okay, this is an action. Now, I didn't start with the action. I started with you. I started with you because everything starts with you. Why do you want to is the next perfect thing, right? The next why is huge. Books have been written on why. I think that you guys are deeper than even those books. It's like, why do I want to do it for me? And why do I want to do whatever I want to do for others? Know it before you take action, and the actions you take are going to have better impact, more impact. But if you're just taking actions first, thinking it's going to give you a sense of you, I've seen this happen in the reverse order, and I can tell you it really leads to inconsistency, letdown, disappointment after disappointment. If I take actions that I can't afford, I have seen people take actions that they can't afford. In this business, especially the music industry, it's the worst because people are going to convince you that you need big, expensive producers, you need PR, you need marketing money, you need all this money, okay? And at some point you will. At some point you're absolutely going to need to invest in these things. No question about it. But if you're taking action and you don't know the message, if you're taking action and you don't even know what qualities you possess that are interesting, that are actually going to stand out in the world, then you are wasting your money. Because now you're asking someone else to tell you how to stand out instead of you. Your music is not going to stand out. So stop thinking that your music is
And
so
time
unique.
permitting, maybe the hummingbird.
Hang on, I'm just going to mute that person. Hang on.
As in, like,
He's going to
paying
mute me, hon. Sorry. Okay, so think about that. Think about this right here. If I put out music that I love, which, by the way, is the number one thing that we talk about at LVS all the time, please do not post anything. Do not put out music that you don't love. It's super important. But if I'm putting out the music thinking it's going to be the reason why I stand out, it's not. The music itself is not. I'll give you an example of that. Elijah Woods is a client of mine since the launch. We worked heavily in 2018 on his voice. The rest is history. If you're in Canada and you follow him at all, you know that he's now bajillions and millions of streams later. He's done so well. Is it the music that's doing that? No, he's consistently releasing music. It's not the music that's doing it. He's standing out because he's consistently putting out music that he loves. It's not the music. The music is great, okay? Don't get me wrong. The music is amazing, but it's not the music. Is Taylor Swift where she is because of her music? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say she is where she is because that girl is resilient. That girl is persistent. That girl is unstoppable. She is consistent. She is prolific in her songwriting. She keeps putting out music time after time after time that is award worthy. And when she does not achieve her goals, she publicly declares it. When someone puts her down, she publicly declares it. She stands out not just because of her music. She stands out as a person on a mission. Are you on a mission? Are you on a mission to stand out? Because it's a mission. This is not just like a hope and a dream. And if it is, that's cool, but then you're not going to stand out. Do you know what I mean? Like you can do this as a hobby. In fact, it's never been easier to follow some kind of dream right now. Just don't expect to stand out doing it. That's the distinction. I can write music, I can put it out, I can go to dance classes and dance. I can perform anywhere. There are open mics everywhere. Be careful with what your goals are this year. Let's talk about that in a second. But like you're probably already doing half of what you think your goal is, and then you're going, but I'm still not satisfied. I'm still not feeling fulfilled. And then you're wondering why? Because your goal wasn't specific enough. Your goal wasn't detailed enough. Your goal wasn't big enough for the potential that's in your heart because your authentic self is saying, I want more, but you're already doing what you said that you were going to do. I'm performing, I'm writing songs, I'm dancing, I'm acting, I'm, maybe being an entrepreneur, whatever it is, the doing doesn't matter. If you can really accept that this year, that the doing doesn't matter. What you do is not what is going to define you. It's why you do it. It's why you do it. Because I have to. Because I have to. Because writing music or coaching you is something that I have to do. I wake up in the morning wanting to do it. No one has to tell me to do it. Like there's nobody going, hi, can you write a song today? No, I want to write a song today. So if your want is not there, if the desire is not strong enough, then you're never going to be able to stand out. So let's talk about that. Okay, so we've already established we are not taking action without knowing this. Without knowing this. Does everyone agree? Are we all good? Thumbs up for that? Okay, so let's see that I don't strip off all my paper in the wrong way. Yes, success. Okay, so then we've got to do the next thing. Look at this. I've written notes, you guys. This is 2024. And I have been on a mission the last 2 weeks to find every great advice on goal setting. So how many of you have made goals? Show of hands. How many of you made goals? In the chat, could you put in your top goal, like your number one goal for this year? I just want to see what some of these things are. And maybe, James, you could help me out and just sort of let me know what people are saying that's really important. And you can just say it out loud. Write a song at the end of March that I recorded myself. Yes, absolutely. So keep going. That's only one person's goals. Put a goal down. Put a goal down. What is a goal? Yes, release a single by March. Awesome, 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 awesome. Put down your goal.
Alexander's finishing a musical.
What? That is so cool. That's all. I have recorded so many songs for people.
Yeah, I'm doing a musical.
Pardon me?
I'm doing a musical.
That is so cool, Alexander. In my career, I have demoed a lot of songs for musical theater writers, including, oh my God, Robbie Roth, who wrote all the music for Flashdance, the musical, and a bunch of different things. So I love that. Mark Jordan and Steve McKinnon have been writing a couple of musicals that I love. First of all, I'm a musical theater girl, just for the record. I started out in musical theater, but you know why I didn't continue? I don't like playing a role. I like being me. That's the ultimate thing. I didn't want to act. I decided that I didn't want to act. I like being myself. Okay, so what is some of the biggest goals or the people who talk about goal setting are interesting. There are people who are like, make the goal and commit to it. Okay, make a goal and commit to it. Well, that's great, but there's a few steps that I think have to happen before we can really think about that goal. And I'm gonna have you just write it down this way. Okay? I love triangles. So if this is the goal, okay? So you put it in your own book, you write whatever the goal is, okay? And we're gonna break it down into two things. I have a goal, but now I need a plan. And I'm gonna suggest that we need who? A lot of people get stuck here because we think it's how. But anyone who's worked with me knows that how is not the reason, or is not really what's going to define you to achieve this. Okay. I want to get to this. I need to know who. Who do I need to be? That one question is absolutely going to make the difference of you achieving that or not. Who do I need to be to achieve it? You can make all the goals in the world. I'm going to lose weight this year. Okay. I'm going to exercise this year. Who do I need to be to exercise every day? I need to be consistent. I already gave you this one because without being consistent, I'm telling you, you will never stand out. People who stand out are consistent. They are authentically who they are all the time, on stage, off stage. You probably know people in your world already that are like that. People that you follow, people that you admire, people in your mind that stand out. Would that not be one of the number one qualities that they possess? 100%. And so in this, who do I need to be? I'm going to suggest you need a second who. And this is called modeling. You need to follow people who have the exact same goal, who have done it before, and follow exactly how they did it. That's it. And things are going to show up when you do that. Things are going to show up here like, I'm not as committed as them. Things are going to become confronting to you like, I don't have as much money as they have. I don't have as much time as they have. Things are going to come up. Does this make sense to you guys? Things are going to come up. It's like, I know now who I need to be, but in order to model someone who's doing it at this level, I don't have certain things. And that's true because everyone's circumstances are different. So circumstances are going to affect this, and we together on this side is the next, which is accountability. I think, James, you mentioned this and what you said, accountability. This can help if I can set up some accountability in my life to keep working towards this. And it's tough to do this on my own. So what are some ways of doing that? Let's go back to the who. And I would like everyone to write down who is in your inner circle that you trust to keep you accountable to who you need to be and to keep you accountable to the plan, to showing up, to modeling. This accountability is crucial because if let's say I want to set up exercising every day, like I said, which I've been doing, which is amazing. But every time of this year, I do it every time. Every year I say I'm going to exercise every day. I start out strong. And the reason why I fail, why do I fail? Because this would be failure. Okay? Or I give up. This is the excuses. Okay? These are all the reasons why not. These are all the reasons why not is because I did not build in enough accountability. The reason why you give up is this. Because you aren't being held accountable to who you need to be. Maybe my why for having the goal is not strong enough. Does this make sense? If your why is not strong enough, you won't build this. This is the map, man. This is the map. It's not how. We've already established that. There are going to be how. I mean, there's definitely going to be things you have to do. There's definitely actions you're going to have to take and be willing to take. There will. You have to. If this is the goal, I have to take some kind of action, but not yet. First, I got to establish this. If you want to reach that, you better do this work, which is underneath it, which is before it, before the doing. So before I exercise, I have a sentence that I'm going to say to myself of why I want to exercise every day. And right now, my why is my daughter. So sometimes the why is outside of yourself. In fact, I highly recommend it, that it's outside of yourself. Because sometimes yourself isn't enough of a why yet. I don't love myself enough yet. Okay. The goal is to love yourself. The goal is to love everything you do. I don't love to exercise. I just, gotta be honest here. I don't love it. I don't love it yet. Okay. And you might have some things in the doing, right? The doing of the goal that you don't like either. Right? Like, I want to write the song. How many times have I heard this? How many of you are recording artists here? Again, show of hands. I'm just looking at everybody. Okay. So many. This is awesome. Okay. So listen. Do you know how many times I have heard this sentence? If I could just write and record and perform, that would be amazing. I don't want to do the marketing. I don't want to reach the audience. I don't want to find the money. I don't want to have to do all that work, right? I don't want to have to apply to the factor grants and the different grants. I don't want to do the paperwork. I hate it. So there are actions we have to take in order to reach the goal. And until we can afford to pay someone else to do it, you're going to have to do it. So the why has to be really strong to get over the things that you don't want to do, the things that you probably aren't even very good at. That's the truth. So if we don't have a why to get over that hump, we're not going to get over it. We're going to stay in our excuses. We're going to stay in the maybe giving up like I did. I just gave up. I was like, this is too hard. This is too hard. I'm not going to do it. I have a real sentence that says that. This is too hard, or it's not meant to be. That's why I train every artist that I work with to give up that sentence. Because that sentence will absolutely shut you down. It will shut you down. It will stop you from living your life and the life that you want. I'm telling you, it's like, why on earth do we do that to ourselves? I don't know. I really don't know why we do that to ourselves. But here's the alternative. If I don't go for the goal, I don't figure out my why, I'm going to give in to all these excuses. What is the alternative? To live a life that you don't like? Like, I would rather be on the road, struggling a little, trying to find the directions, man, than not being on the road at all. And I had to get to that point in my life. And I don't know about you, but you have to get to that point where the want to be on the road is exciting. I'm not attached to the outcome. I am not attached to the outcome. If you're attached to the outcome, I think you're going to probably land on this side of this equation. But you want to land on this side of the equation, don't you? And that means really liking this side of the road. Does this make sense to you guys? Okay, so how are we going to do that? Now we can get to the how. Because for 2024 to be different, we have to do a few things. We got to clear space. You have to do an audit. You have to do an audit on your life. Everything in your life is based on time, effort, money. It's going to take these three things. And I'm going to put this at the top emotional state. Some people might call this mindset. Okay? And I'm going to put that at the top. Because unless I have an ability to clear space, I'm going to mess this up. I'm going to have my goal. I'm going to give into the excuses. I'm going to stop too soon. You know, there's a roadblock, second roadblock, third roadblock. I'm going to say to myself a sentence which society is completely indoctrinated, which is things happen for a reason. The universe doesn't want this for you. Whatever it is. Okay. So whatever that sentence is, it's going to stop you from actually doing what you want. So if there's a goal, we got to clear space. The first place to do it is in your mind. And I'd like everyone to write down a different sentence. Who do you need to be? That's what we did in the last page. Who do you need to be? Who do you need to be? Emma, who do you need to be?
Driven.
Driven. Boom. Love it. Kirsten, who do you need to be?
For me, it's just to be inspired.
Inspired. Like every day inspired, every day driven. Divine, who do you need to be?
I need to be consistent.
Consistent. Every day. Consistent is not sometimes, right? It's every day. Hummy, who do you need to be?
I think I need to stop overthinking
Overthinking. So
and making
who I
actions.
don't need to be is interesting. Okay, Hummy's brought up such an interesting thing. Who do I not need to be? Oh my God, write that down, you guys. Who do I need to be, but who do I not need to be? Oh my gosh, Hummy, that's brilliant. I don't need to be the overthinker. The overthinker sabotages me. Right? The overthinker can't be spontaneous. The overthinker cannot be consistent. The overthinker takes too much time to make a decision.
Right.
Okay, this is so great, Hummy. So great. Isla, who do you need to be?
I think I need to be more literally just myself.
So who is that?
I
Is
think
that
I'm more-
authentic? Is that like, you know, when you say more myself, more like listening to yourself?
Yeah, listening, doing things for me and not for just other people.
Okay, that's selfish. I need to be a little bit more selfish. Boom. Yes, you do. Every single person with a goal right now better become selfish about it. Because if the goal is not strong enough, if your why is not for you, I told you, if it's not for you, you won't do it. The second is when it comes to something that I know I need to do, but I don't love it, I'm going to reverse that. I gave you a very good strategy. Things that I love to do, I need to be selfish about it. But things that I know that I need to do, but I don't really love, I need to do it for somebody else. That's the accountability. Does this make sense to everybody? You want to change your 2024? This is how to do it. So please write it down. What are my selfish goals? The things that I love to do, but I know if I were more consistent, if I were more driven, if I were more selfish, I could achieve it. And then we have to build in the accountability for all of this, because this is what's going to stop you from achieving it. It's going to be what Hummy said. What are the qualities that you possess also that are going to shut you down? We got to clear space. It's like, I got to have an X over being an overthinker. What are some other qualities that you know you have, but they sabotage you? Emily, what's a quality you have that sabotages you?
Hello, Lorraine. What is overthinking, trying to like perfect like my guitar and my singing, and
Be perfect. Be perfect. Everyone, write it down. Perfectionism. Perfectionism is going to sabotage you. Because to reach your goal, you cannot think that there is a perfect plan or a perfect path. There is not.
Yes.
Even though we can model, even though we can follow people that have done it before, we're still going to have to make adjustments along the way. We're on the road, shit happens, guys. Life happens, and it doesn't go as smoothly as we think it's going to go, right? There's going to be a roadblock. There's going to be a challenge. There's going to be someone who confronts you. There's someone who's going to challenge you and say, what the heck why are you doing that goal? Ugh, that goal kind of sucks. And then you're going to be like, oh my God, because selfishly I want to, because I have to, because I really want to. So let's talk about then the strategy: time, effort, money. So I've figured out my emotional state. I know who I need to be. I've cleared some space. I've given up some things that are going to sabotage me. Maybe I'll add one more thing here, right here. And can we call it the inner circle? To clear space. Oops. To clear space, you have to create an inner circle. You have to create the people in your life who are going to believe in your goal and help you get there. And it doesn't need to be everybody. The world out there that you don't know can be very mean. And maybe some of you have experienced the judgment of others or the criticism of others. And when we put ourselves out there on social media or on a stage or share with our family and friends the things that are important to us to be selfish about, right? To, like Isla said, like, I want to listen to myself more. Even that, people would be like, well, that sounds very selfish. They're going to judge you. They're going to criticize you. Why do people do that? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure psychologists have written a million books on it. Something happens when people declare a goal or a dream and people immediately judge it for some reason. It's like an immediate reaction is, really? Are you sure you want that? Really? It's like you don't quite fit into the box. I always say you're standing on a stage and there's a microphone. Okay. Do you know that the majority of people assume you're going to be great? That's the other side of this coin. The majority of people assume that you are going to be awesome the minute you hold a microphone, the minute you walk onto stage, because you're doing something that the majority of the population will never do. Most people will never stand on the stage. Most people will never, even though there's so many people on social media, the majority of people on social media are voyeurs. They're not posting. You're relating to the majority of people social media is posting, but the majority of users on social media are voyeurs. They're watching, they're observing what you're doing. Does that make sense? They're not posting. Okay, you're already, just by showing up here, you're already doing something that most people don't do, which is kind of look at themselves. Like, be self-aware, like James said. Most people are not even self-aware. They don't want to look. They want to be told what to do. That's why most people get a full-time job somewhere and get stuck in that trap of, I know this is how much income I make. This is, what my day is supposed to look like. I'm going to wake up in the morning. I'm going to get on these clothes. I'm going to go to the job. I'm going to play this role, whatever the role is, right? I'm a sales account manager. I'm a student, whatever your role is during the day. And then I come home and I do it all again the next day. Okay, that's the majority of people's life. The knowing, the certainty versus uncertainty. If you have a dream or a goal, it's because you have a little temptation that the uncertainty, the unknown, is a little exciting. The human in you wants to know. Okay, the human in you wants to have an answer. But if you can accept that it's okay to be on the road and not know where I'm going 100%, if you can accept that I can't see the destination, it's not clear, but I know I'm on the road. I'm in the right direction. I'm not completely, if I want to go to California, I'm going to the West Coast. Okay. How I get there, how many different highways, how many different side roads I could take. There's a million options to get to California from Toronto, where I am right now. I could fly, I could take a train, right? I could literally take the highway or a side road, and I have to know what speed I'm comfortable at. So here is time, effort, money. How I get to California is based on how much time it's going to take, how much effort it's going to take, and how much money it's going to take. And then my emotional state while I'm doing it. If you can just look at this for any goal that you had, you've cleared your space, you've found your inner circle, you've shared the goals with the people that you know can hold you accountable, believe in you, are going to encourage you. Think about all the people who have oh my gosh, I even won his award. Michael Fox, my God, for MS, for cancer. Oh my gosh. Anyway, for people who like run across the country, okay, or swim across a canal, or what happens? There are people. Who's watched Forrest Gump? Anyone watch Forrest Gump? It's a very good holiday movie. If you haven't watched Forrest Gump, go watch Forrest Gump. It's the most amazing movie. So when he's running across the world, he's got people. All of a sudden, more people are running with him. Just for short periods of time. It's encouragement. We need it. We are human, which means that we're an animal. Animals are best in some kind of pack, people. Okay? We just need to know who's in my pack. People who are supporting us or people who are bringing us down. Who is going to help me solve these problems? Because they are problems to be solved. Yes, James, go for it.
It's funny, I was just writing some notes, and I was writing notes about this specifically. Like, essentially, we're trying to become influencers or people of influence. And so then the question is, what are you doing that other people should want to copy? What
Well,
are you
eventually,
wearing that other people should want to wear? What are you saying that other people should want to say or to hear? Right? And I think it's important to think about that if you want to make an impact.
Exactly. So can everyone write this down? This is your why. Why am I doing it? I want to be a person of influence. I mean, today's training is called Stand Out. How to stand out. I have to become a person of influence. I have to do something that is worthy of people's attention. I need to have an impact. I could add an impact value. What value do you bring? Because again, if the answer to that question is just my talent, sorry, wrong answer. Not to stand out. So our goal today, okay, we had two goals really today. One goal was how to stand out. Okay, so again, I can make music, I can dance, I can act, I can exercise, I can lose weight, I can make more money. There could be a million goals that you have, okay, for 2024. I'm going to clear up time. I'm going to, whatever it is, okay, a million goals. Whatever it is, the second part of what we said was, I can do it on my own for me, or I can do it for others. So first, I want to do it for me. That's my why. Okay. My first why is for me. That's selfish. The second, though, is knowing that eventually I'm going to become the person that has the answer. Kind of like me here. Come on. Why do people want to work with me? Why do people want to work with me? There's several reasons, right? One is I am a really great singer. Was I born a great singer? No, I worked my ass off to be a great singer. I was not born this way. So I was not born a great singer. I worked to be a great singer, and the kind of singer that lights myself up from the inside out. And then I know I can make impact with my voice. But first, I wanted to work on a voice that I loved. That's why I coach the way that I do. as a performer. I worked as a performer. I have been performing since the age of 5. I love to stand on a stage and perform, but I made some decisions, which is what we're doing on our little map here. I made some decisions where it's like, I love to perform, but I don't love to act. I love to perform, but I want to be myself. That took me away from musical theater, okay, and brought me into the recording industry more so. Does this make sense? I was a dancer. I was not a naturally great dancer. I still have no flexibility. I cannot kick my leg up to my ear. But can I tell you that I work with so many dancers? It's amazing because as a dancer myself, I became a strong dancer. I leaned into my strengths. I leaned into my ability with my brain to memorize choreography. That's why I got hired a lot as a dance captain, because I could see things. I could see the little imperfect. If someone's hand was supposed to, just do that, but instead they kind of did this, I'd be like, oh, extend those hands more. Can you find more magic in your hand? So I was able to see little things in other people and myself that made me very valuable dancer, but I wasn't a great dancer. Does this make sense? You do not need to be great. This idea of being great is not the goal, okay? It's not. In fact, in one of our other standouts, I took people through a map of you get in. Oh, I think, Kirsten, you talked about inspiration. Inspiration leads to being good at something. You get inspired and you go, oh, I want to sing. I get inspired. I want to write a song. I get inspired. I want to stand on a stage. I get inspired and I want to do this thing. And when you start to do it, you notice that you're kind of good at it. You're not great at it, but you're kind of good at it. So what is the difference from good to great? Is skill. You have to build the skill. Most people do not build the skills that we're talking about today. That is where they fail. I just told you I built my skills as a singer. I built my skills as a dancer. I built my skills. Okay, built my skills. I did not build my personal skills until I was 30, until I decided to get off the bus. When I got off the bus is when I opened myself up to just being so open to every possible self-help, trying to uncover who I was at a very deep level. I don't think I knew who I was at all. I knew that I was on a mission to be great, to build the skills, but not a great person with a mission. I didn't have a mission. Do you have a mission that is strong enough to get over time, effort, money, to get over the obstacles, to get over the excuses? Do you have a mission, which is kind of this emotional state? I wanted to feel like I was impactful, to make a difference. That, when I really look back, even to when I was 5, that actually was the goal. And I just wasn't listening. Like James said, I wasn't listening. I wasn't self-aware enough. If I looked back, I go, oh my gosh, I've always wanted to make a difference. I love to make a difference as a dance captain. I love to make a difference when I'm teaching singing lessons. When I was standing on a stage and performing, I love to make the audience feel something. So the idea of making a difference was in fact the goal all along, and I just didn't see it until I was 30. I don't want you to wait till you're 30. Maybe you're going to find it at 40. Maybe you're going to find it at 50. I don't even care when you find it, but when you really find it and you see it, you will know it because it will pull you into action instead of being pulled to take the action. It will pull you, it's going to wake you up in the morning and go, where's the world? Come on, world. I'm ready for impact. I'm ready to make a difference in your world. Whatever it is, I want to share what I'm creating, and I don't care what the outcome is. That's the level of passion you have to be to go from great to excellent. Now, this is where it gets really good. That's when life starts to make a difference and we stop fearing the unknown. We stop getting scared at every opportunity and we take it anyway. This is the selfish part. To get from great to excellent requires a level of selfishness. It requires experience. You have to say yes to everything. To get really excellent at something, you have to become great at what you're doing. Yes. We're going to become excellent at it when every problem starts to show up, because it will. How many people have stood on a stage and the sound system doesn't work? The lighting wasn't what you were asked for, right? The audience didn't show up the way that you were told. Maybe the car broke down on the way to the gig. Come on, there's a million problems that can happen on stage and off. People who are excellent at what they do can be spontaneous. Everything that you've planned goes wrong, and all of a sudden, because you have experience, you can step in and be spontaneous. That's when life gets very interesting for me. And as a performer myself, as a singer myself, that's when I can improvise. That's when I can trust what comes out of my mouth. That's what can trust my body. I know it's going to look good. I trust it. That's excellent. I am excellent. I am excellent at something. Please don't say you're excellent until you can get to the point where you can trust yourself. And because if you can't trust yourself, we have more work to do. We have to build more skills. We have to build more experience, skills and experience. So that's what this is. This is accountability to solve any problem. I need accountability. Okay. And then I need skill and experience. And then you're going to ask me, well, how much and how much? I don't know. But if your reason why you want to do it is so strong, you're going to overcome these three things. You're going to know what emotional state you want. What is your commitment? What is your mission? And you are going to keep building your skills and keep building your experience until you feel it, until the audience agrees with you. Well, first, till you agree with yourself. I told you, you have to agree with yourself. Second, till the audience agrees with you. And by the way, the accountability will grow as you grow. First of all, you cannot do it without clearing this. Okay, you have to clear out those sabotaging habits, those things that bring you down, the things that take you away from being consistent. You got to stop overthinking, hummy, right? You got to stop overthinking. We got to start putting into action the things that we really want, but I got to clear that space first. I got to clear my inner circle. I've got to clear away the people's opinion. You don't have to clear the people, because some of those people are your family. Some of those people are your sister and your brother and your, okay? So please don't, I'm not asking you to like get rid of your friend pool. What I'm asking you to do is stop listening to them. Why is it, I don't know how many people are on here with a big following, like on social media, but why is it that people can give you a million compliments, amazing comments, and then the one that is negative, just like, kills you? Why is that? Oh my God, that person doesn't like my song. Why do we listen? Because again, we're human. So the human likes to criticize and judge. I'm not sure why, but we do it. If you are judging yourself, you're probably judging others. And the people who are judging you probably judge themselves terribly. Our job as being an influencer is to stop judging ourselves and stop judging others. Be on this road because you want to. Be on this road of self-discovery, of being self-aware, like James said. If you're on the road, it's because you want to, not because you have to. No one is asking you to. You can go along your life without, okay, there's the phrase of life is happening to you or for you. Trust me, life is happening. Period. The sun is going to come up tomorrow. Okay, whether and your circumstances or their circumstances, life is going to throw you a million things, wrenches in the whatever. I'm so bad with phrases. You know what I mean? Life is going to keep happening. So it's just your choice if 2024 is going to be different or not. Is this the year that you want to stand out or not? That's the difference. And you can feel it probably in my voice, how committed I am. And that is the essence of that. is how committed are you? How committed are you? How committed are you to the goal? How committed are you to clearing the space? How committed are you to create the inner circle of people you really want to listen to, the people who are really going to give you advice, the people who are really going to believe in you, the people who are going to give you the truth that maybe you're not kind of doing what you need to do, hold you accountable. Who do you want to be and who do you want around you? What is your mindset? What is your mission statement? How do you want to feel while you're on the road going towards that goal? I'm sure you have many goals, by the way. You have to do this work for each and every one of them. Okay? Each and every one of them. The number one goal I would say is just make 2024 different. That would be my number one goal for you right now is how can I make 2024 different than last year? How can I make it better? How can I make it more impactful? How can I make it more juicy, more amazing? How can I feel better? How can I wake up and identify myself not as broken, not as broke, financially broke? Listen, I identify myself. I tell you, I struggle with it too. How you identify yourself is going to make or break this year. You got to clear space. So if you are identifying yourself as broken or broke, then this is going to be really tough to go for your goals. However, if I'm broke, guess what? I get to put in more time and effort. More time and effort is going to attract the right people who are eventually going to solve this problem for me. If I have some money, but I lack time and effort, I can accelerate through accountability again and pay someone, pay a coach like me. I want to become a great singer. Have you joined Vocal Breakthrough yet? I don't have much money. It's pretty cheap. It's 125 bucks. If you work with me one-on-one, it's $200 just for one coaching session with me. And in person, $275. And I'm giving you my Vocal Breakthrough program for $125 until January 15th. So if I want to be a great performer, then you got to join the boot camps. Okay, they're not much, there's some money involved, effort and time. What else could I do? If I don't have the money to join the boot camps, then I'm going to look for open mics. I'm going to look for free things. It takes my time. I'm going to have to put some effort to find where they are, where my kind of music or my kind of people, again, my inner circle are showing up. Kirsten's smiling right now because that's what she's done. I don't have the money to put on my own show right now, but I can build my skills through time and effort. Does this make sense? So we play with this like it's a little bit of a percentage. I'm going to do a little bit of this, a little bit of this, and a little bit of that. Here's where the problem is. You can throw money at things. It used to be about 10, 15 years ago. If you had $1 million, people used to say, if I have $1 million, I can turn someone into a pop star. No, you can't. You can keep throwing money at something and it won't work. Because if you haven't done all the work that we've done already in this program, if you haven't done that work, I don't care how much money you throw at it. It won't happen. Okay. If you work with the wrong people at the wrong time, so your accountability is off, right? You're throwing money at the wrong people. You're not going to achieve your goal either. Does this make sense to everyone? I'm really setting you up right now. So how committed are you? So there's artists on this program and in our programs that work with me each and every month for 6 months on a very intimate level. And we call it the mentorship program. Okay. Oh, that looks like a D. Okay. Mentorship program. So the 6-month mentorship program is $375 a month. Okay. Times 6. So it's 200. And then plus tax. And in this program, you get to work with me twice a month, one-on-one. And you get to work with the group every single week in a check-in so that you have the accountability that you need. But here's the best part. You have all these bonuses. And the bonuses, oh my God, The bonuses are vocal breakthrough. You guys know vocal breakthrough. Oh God, you know what I mean. The performance boot camp. Okay, that's in person or online. All of my programs throughout the 6 months, and their value is over $2,000 just for that. So you get access to Vocal Breakthrough, the 7-day challenges, but the actual website for the time that you're in the mentorship program. You get to work with me 2 times a month, one-on-one, and you are going to work with the whole group. I mean, this is accountability. This is your inner circle. This is exactly what everybody needs. We've been building it out and building it out since April of last year. And I have to tell you that this community is very special. When someone asks for help, they get it. If someone wants some help on a song or a boost or some comments or a letter, you know that they need to get into a program. They need listen, I write letters for people just to get US citizenship. I have an producer / artist that I've worked with on and off for years. His name is Dejan Martineau. I helped him get to LA. He just wrote me. He's been there for 1 year. He has a work permit. He's now applying for his green card. Do you know that in 1 year, because of changing his proximity, he is now Demi Lovato's musical director? He just performed in Las Vegas with Demi Lovato. He just wrote me 2 days ago and said, could you write me another letter to help me get my green card? Do you know who else I've helped? Rachel Kennedy. She just won her first Grammy Award. Rachel Kennedy came to me at the age of 17. 17. She's now probably 29. 17. This girl was going to be an artist. She loved to write songs. She was incredible. We worked on her vocal skills. I was able to help her get a 5-song development deal with Warner Music in Canada. After those 5 songs, they didn't sign her. She was devastated. There's that block in the road. Devastated. It didn't happen. Most people would get off the bus, but she didn't. We talked, we had our coaching sessions. We said, what are your strengths? What are the things that really are working for you? And it was songwriting. She's a prolific songwriter. So I said, let's lean into that, lean into that. She went to Nashville. She went to LA. I set her up with a bunch of people. I wasn't the only one. She, at that point, had already made lots of connections in Toronto, and people helped set her up. I wrote her a letter as well. She's been living in LA ever since. She's written all the songs with for the show Empire. I don't know if you guys ever watched the music show Empire. She's one of the writers. Timberland had a show. She was one of the writers. She's written for BB Rexa, Britney Spears, the list goes on. And she just won her first Grammy with Calvin Harris. And she's been on our programs. And she's worked with several of my students that have gone down to LA to work with her. Okay. The relationship, the level of relationship. Roy Woods, I've worked with for years, everybody, years. This is an on and off, on season, off season. That's how you have to look at your career. You are off season in the skill and training mode until you can get on season, which means you're generating yourself. And if you can't generate yourself, you go back to training, back to skill building. Remember I said you have to trust yourself? I trust myself. But even on the holiday, I took 2 weeks and every day I trained myself so that I become an even better coach for 2024 for my clients. Because there's on season, and this is not a destination. I will always grow. That is the growth mindset. I want to grow as a person. There is no place for me to get to. I'm just going forward. Right? Otherwise, I'd be like, oh, I guess I'm done. I guess I built my business. Okay, hands up. No way. I'm here to keep growing with you. With you. Life is happening for you. Guess who the 4 is? You. It's not the universe, and it's not God. And I don't want to take that away from anyone. But the 4 is you. God in you. God gave you a voice, inner voice, to equal the voice that is coming out of your mouth. If you believe in God, the more you use that word. If it's the universe talking to you, then that's the 4. But listen, it's in you. You have an inner voice that's telling you what you want. You have goals and you need some help to change whatever the gap is from where you are to where you want to be. How are you going to change it? On your own? How is that going for you? Because I can tell you in our mentorship community, the artists are being helped by each other. This is an artist to artist community, just as much as it is me as your coach and mentor. Okay, you are going to benefit from each other. Tomorrow, Monday, every Monday, we have a check-in. Every Monday at 1 o'clock. James is leading tomorrow, right? And he's going to talk about, I mean, if you follow James Favron, everyone follow him right now because he just started this new little series of posting a thought and a question on his social media. James, I'm loving it, by the way, loving it. So one of the questions is like, he's going to talk about it tomorrow. That's what the check-ins are. There will be a theme each and every week, and sometimes we bring industry mentors on as well. So we just had the head of Sony Publishing, David Quilico, on. We've had artists on. We're going to have Olivia Lunny on. Olivia, guys, this is an artist I've also worked with on and off for 5 years. 5 years. And as a direct result of our coaching, of our work together over these 5 years, she just was on 2 tours, the first of which was opening for Ellie Goulding. We manifested that. If you want to believe in manifestation, you have to have a plan. Manifestation of just praying about it, meditating on it, hoping, wishing, and dreaming doesn't make it happen. It does not make it happen. That is called action. But we can't take action unless we do the work first. All that first work that we did at the beginning of today has to happen first. Otherwise, you're just throwing darts at the road, right? Or, one of the artists in the mentorship program, Jacob, is so cute. He, talked about the spaghetti analogy. Everyone knows it. Do you want to know when the spaghetti is done, or do you want to keep throwing it on the wall? Seriously, what do you want to do? Like, keep doing it on your own and feeling frustrated that you're not listening to your inner voice, feeling sad. I don't want you to feel sad. I want you to feel amazing. And I want you to feel amazing right now. I'm not the kind of coach, by the way, that's going to bring you down to make you build yourself up. There's nothing to break down. There's something to give up, but not to break you down. This is a vocal breakthrough, right? That's why I call it vocal breakthrough. I don't need to break you down vocally and make you feel like crap to achieve it. Right, Nikki? You took the vocal breakthrough program, so you know what I'm talking about. Okay? So you don't need to do that. You can get results like this when you surround yourself with the right community. So what am I giving this to you for? That. And I'm going to send you an email right after this where you can get it for this price all in. Normally, this would be this price plus tax. You're saving, $897.50 right now when you sign up for 6 months. So almost $900 you're going to save when you sign up until January 15th for this 6-month mentorship program. You're going to get Vocal Breakthrough. We start on January 13th, but you have an open invitation to keep doing it as long as you're in the mentorship program. You can also just buy Vocal Breakthrough for $125. If today you're like, oh, Lorraine, I don't know, I don't have this money, then just join Vocal Breakthrough for $125. Come on, it's nothing. And why am I doing that? I'm doing that because I want to jumpstart 2024 for you. I've spent more money building Vocal Breakthrough, helping promote Vocal Breakthrough than I've ever made on Vocal Breakthrough. Okay, I've never made $1 on Vocal Breakthrough. Just for the record, okay? Because I've spent the money to create it. I've spent the money to make the landing pages and all the sponsored ads and all. I've yet to make that back, that investment back, because I know that singing more than anything is free. Same with dancing. You can put on some music and feel like amazing. So I don't know if any of you dance, but that could be a goal. Your goals don't have to require money. And so singing is one of those things that just makes you feel so good from the inside out. And I want to give the gift of singing with a natural voice, a free voice, And I think that all the techniques out there really confuse people. And so I don't want to, my goal is to give you a solution. My goal is to give you that freedom of singing, of opening your mouth, trusting what comes out of it, and the joy that it brings. Okay. By the way, if you're not a singer and you want to dance, put on some music. Put on some music and dance. It can do the same thing. It can just make you feel so good to move your body every day. So at the base level, I encourage you to join Vocal Breakthrough. If you're someone who wants more accountability, I encourage you to get into this program. I have 10 spots. That's it. 10 spots. And then I'm going to close it down until people roll out. Okay. So this is not a huge group. This is an intimate, beautiful group of people who are on a mission to make 2024 great. Hummy, you were in it once. I welcome you to return to it. Kirsten, I know Kirsten, I don't know if you want to talk about it right now, but go for it. Do you want to share what you have gotten out of it?
Yeah, sure. It's actually, I feel that since the mentorship program, I've been doing things that I never thought I'd been doing 5 years from now, because I was just so concerned of, being perfect and having the quality from the get-go before I even present myself out there, in which I learned it's kind of like the other way around, and you just learn as you go along. So I absolutely love it. And every day I'm just trusting myself and in the process and learning more about myself, which is great.
I love it too. I love having you in it because, you are one of those people who are the day job person, right? So there are many people who are going to watch this, and I'll send out the replay as well. That go to their job every day, and it's, that we need a job, right? We need to make money. And then we kind of have that time, effort, money thing. It's like, but I still am not doing what I love. I know I have a job and I'm responsible. I think James's, your thing was around responsibility. It's like, I'm being a responsible person, but I've kind of shut down my creative self, my inspired self. And again, not everyone has that voice. So we have to really understand that whatever caused you to sign up for this, or to even do whatever it is that you really want to do, you're rare. Yeah, just know that most people do not have an inner voice that is asking them to pursue anything. You relate to the world as everyone has a dream. Most people do not. Most people do not.
Lorraine, I just wanted to bring to your attention, I think Emily has her hand up, so I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
Well, Emily's been in the mentorship program too. Emily?
Thank you so much. I want to tell you guys a very exciting thing that happened to me this last week. I had my first ever professional gig at the Conestoga College campus. So it was amazing. I killed it. Went so smooth. It went like amazing. Everyone came up to me and were like, "I love your sound. I love your music." And it was so amazing. I met this person there. His name is Kyle, and I was talking to him, and I got like a good connection, and he said, "We'll keep in touch and let me know to booking more gigs." So I have one coming up in March, on March 28th. So I'm very excited about that, and I'm looking forward to it. And I want to say
well, one of the things too, Emily, is that not only did Emily take the mentorship program, we work vocally, we worked on her set, and then she used accountability. She had James help her with her backtracks. You are not alone with the LVS community. You're not alone. Someone in this program can help you achieve whatever that gap is in your goals. We're here to help you do that. Emily, I'm so excited for you. 2024, more performances. I love it. Okay, guys, I think we're way over time. You're amazing.
Thank you.
Let's make 2024 great. Let's make 2024 great. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks, Lorraine. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Lorraine. Bye, everyone.